There's literally 4 teams that we could face after today's game. Hello everyone and good morning, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Blue Jays. And I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Paleolog, and today we're going to be doing our weekly Sunday in review, and this is going to be a good one, guys.
Yeah.
Last week, it was rough. I was worried last week on Sunday. We had been taking a lot of L's, but we really flipped it around, and what was it, 2 days ago now?
2 days ago.
2 days ago that we clinched.
3 days ago? It was on Friday? Yeah, 3 days ago.
We clinched this week, regardless of how long it was, and we are now moving on to the post-season, first time since 2016.
If I had a sound effects board, I'd go, cheer!
Yeah, we're looking into getting the soundboard for you guys, because that would be, I do want to have that cheer sound right on there. But yeah, we're going to break down this week. Before we get into that, please make sure to like and comment and subscribe. Also ring the bell so you know when we have stuff coming out.
And as well, before we get into more things,
got a little exciting, a little giveaway going on right now. So on Instagram, a guy from Nova Scotia who runs a Etsy shop and makes merchandise. His name is Leveled Up Labels. We'll put this all in the comments down below. But we're doing a little giveaway with him. He's made some really cool Blue Jays merch. He sent us some of it, and there's a giveaway going on. Oh, shit.
Alright, so we got these Buffalo Blue Jays t-shirts. We got one in black here. That one's for me. And then one in red here. This one's for Nick. And there's much, much more also on his website that you can check out in the link in his bio on his Instagram page.
Yeah.
And he also sent us this one sweater that we can hang up for our wall. Part of our set deck.
Wow, that's awesome. I really like that.
I really like this sweater.
Yeah, I might
really,
just
really nice.
wear that at some point.
No, I might just wear that at some point.
Wow, I'll have to share, man.
Maybe winner of like a competition.
Yeah, we'll see.
Most predicts wears the sweater. All right, well, thank you so much, Leveled Up Labels, man. We really appreciate it, and thank you for contributing to the show.
Let's wear them.
Let's put them on.
Yeah, let's wear them.
All right, wow. I like it.
I like it too, actually. This is a good fit on me, a nice color, and I mean, I might start wearing these for the games, maybe during playoffs,
especially if they keep playing in Buffalo next season.
Yeah, seriously. Well, there was talks actually, like Manfred was. I just figured that this would be like, I guess ignorantly I thought, like COVID would be fine whenever baseball season comes up next, but they were literally speaking about like maybe not even playing in Toronto next year, which would just be like. Oh, I really want them to play in Toronto.
I want to get my 24 ticket package. And
I mean, I would like to go to some of the games, see some of these guys. So hopefully that won't be a problem when the time comes.
Absolutely. All right. Cool. So let's talk about this week in review. Obviously, we had an amazing week.
We did.
Yeah, just to sum up our record, man. Like we went 6-1, and we outscored our opponents 51-29. And our batting average was .275, so our bats have been getting hot at the right time. And like when it was
that one game that we lost, that 12 to 1.
Yeah.
Let me just double check something right now. I feel like I'm pretty confident. Yes, it was Tanner Rourke.
Yes. Okay.
I was like, that seems like a really big blow up.
There was
like, I think that was Tanner Rourke.
Yeah, there's like one blemish. It's like, what?
I'm pretty confident that that's probably got Tanner Rourke written all over that.
We talked about Tanner Rourke on our last podcast, and for those who saw, like, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's it'll make you feel better about Tanner Rourke.
Yeah. Well, later on, I have like a tiny little game for you, but we're not there quite yet. Let's talk a little bit more about the bats this week because they were like pretty much on fire, bro.
Yeah, they were
across
good.
the board.
They were good. Vladdy is one name that I'm really, really happy was starting to get hot.
Mm-hmm.
He went 11 for 27.
Yeah.
And he hit 407, had 1 home run, 7 RBIs, and 6 runs scored.
Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe Vlad for Jay of the Week this week.
Yeah. However, there is one other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, we also made a video on him. I really enjoy this guy. He hasn't had as much as at bats as Vladdy.
No.
Because literally he's a catcher.
He's a catcher.
Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah.
He went 7 for 14, hitting 500 with also a home run and 6 RBIs and 3 runs scored. So he had 6 RBIs.
Yeah.
And almost half the at bats as Vladdy.
That is true, and
know?
I think something needs to be said for the fact that what is this? His 20th at bat or something? He's not had a lot of at bats. You know, he is fresh.
Yeah.
In the league.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's coming out and doing this, that's awesome. I would have hated it. I know in our last video we were talking and it's okay, well, this is unsustainable. He will regress. Blah 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 blah. And yeah, that is all true. But that's a way better conversation to be having than this guy's hitting 100 and might not be good at all.
You know what? We wouldn't even be having a conversation if he got called up and was hitting 100. Be oh, okay, another nobody.
Yeah, exactly, another nobody. So it's exciting that we're getting a chance to talk about this guy a little bit more, and he's really forcing himself into the conversation of Jay of the Week.
Oh yeah,
which would be his first best and career honors in
yeah,
the MLB.
You know, I kind of as much as good as Vladdy's been doing. I kind of want
give it to Kirk.
I kind of want to give it to Kirk because it's his debut. He's been debuted. What was it last week? And now this week he's been doing really well.
Yeah.
And he's earned his place in the
you know what?
season.
This is what I wanted from Vladdy. Anyways, I didn't expect this at all.
No.
From Alejandro Kirk.
No.
This is way above. In fact, I didn't even have any expectations.
No, literally none.
They called him up and I was okay, we might see this guy for 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
He probably won't hit.
Yeah.
It's fine. You know? No. I mean he is now 100% on my radar. We were actually talking yesterday or 2 days ago or something about fantasy drafts in baseball and whether or not Kirk would be, maybe one of those late round flyers.
See, that's the thing is in fantasy, it's you don't really want to take people who split playing time, but who knows? Maybe in the offseason they go, all right, it's Kirk's role, but it's hard to believe because Jansen is going to be it's Ryu's guy. So unless they make Ryu start catching with Kirk, I don't see that really being Jansen's going to get his starts maybe 2 out of 3 games, if Kirk is 3 out of 2 games. So,
I see them a lot more likely doing a DH thing with Kirk, kind of how they're doing right now if he continues to hit this way.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I think, realistically, maybe if we'd brought him up from, the beginning of the year and, he had been doing these numbers from then, then there could be a conversation in the offseason oh, you know what, maybe we can ship Danny Jansen off, get some sort of piece, and then really trust this guy. But with the sample size being as small as it is, I don't think that they're going to be willing to put that much trust in a rook.
I think they're going to wait for Danny Jansen. Actually, I was talking about this last video, but what is Danny Jansen's contract? I really want to look this up. Danny Jansen.
I'm not entirely sure what his contract is. I know, I think hitting this year he's doing 200, a little bit below.
Yeah, a little bit below 200,
something like that. So definitely room for improvement.
So he's got he's pre-arbitration eligible for next year, and then he's basically we have him until 2024.
Yeah,
and
so
then he's a free agent.
We have him for a time, man. And we'll see. I like the battle, and I feel even though even since Kirk has come up, it seems like Jansen has been performing a little bit better too. Maybe feeling the pressure a little bit of this young rook coming in, and you got to fight for your role, Jansen. Nothing is guaranteed.
Exactly.
So
exactly,
make sure that you're there.
Yeah. So what else we got going on this week?
Well, here's something that I thought was kind of cool. I was looking at our pitchers that we signed, because now it's they've got their starts in. They've done what they've done. We know now, this is what we got from them this year.
Yeah.
Ryu, for $20 million a year this year, gave us an ERA of 2.69, 5 wins, 2 Ls. He pitched 67 innings, threw 72 strikeouts, and had a whip of 1.149. And all in all, I think that is a great overall signing for the money. Like, if you're getting someone who is doing below 3 ERA, then I'm all for it all the time.
Yeah,
you know?
And what's great, and I didn't even expect this from this year, is his strikeout totals are above 9 per inning, or 1 per inning.
Yeah, they are, and that's unlike him. You know, he's always been a guy like a ground ball sort of pitcher, and he still is. Yeah. But the fact that he is getting those Ks in like key situations is something that you really like to see. You know,
man, he looked unreal. Like, I've seen video on him like before the season, but actually getting to watch him pitch is unreal. Like, the way he can command his breaking pitches on the edges is just unreal. And like, if I was a hitter, I'd be confused too. I wouldn't know what to swing for.
So all in all, very happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tanner Roark, Chase Anderson. I'm not so happy with those signings.
No. Roark's still got to start to go today.
I have a tiny little game here that I thought of, and I was like, ask you.
Let's play.
So you're going to tell me whether or not this was Roark or this was Anderson.
Okay. Oh, God, that's so hard. They're like the same.
They're so horribly bad, but also like right around the same. Who had an expected batting average of 303?
Anderson.
It was Anderson.
Okay.
Tanner Roark had an expected batting average of 289. Who had an expected ERA of 6.53?
Anderson.
Also Anderson.
Yeah.
Roark, 6.78. Who had a worse barrel percentage?
Worse, okay. Who?
You gotta guess. That's a game.
Oh, who had a worse barrel percentage? I was waiting for a number. I'm gonna guess. Anderson's gave us some pretty bad ones. I'm gonna just go Roark just for the fact.
It is Anderson.
Oh my God! I didn't trust my gut there.
Yeah, and like these numbers are just horrible, man. Like 16.2% for Anderson barrel percentage and 13.8 for Roark. Like, when you think about and you think about some of the elite hitters, like, though, that's kind of what they're hitting.
Yeah.
That's what they're barreling. Who had a lower whiff percentage from batters? Who had a lower whiff percentage?
That I'm gonna guess Roark.
That was Roark by about 2%. His whiff percentage is 26.8. And Chase Anderson is 28.4%.
Wow.
Who's
horrible?
Yeah, I mean it's quite bad. So as far as so I wrote this as whose expected slugging was lower, but it's actually whose expected slugging was higher. So whose expected slugging was higher?
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna go Anderson again.
It was Anderson not by a lot. Anderson was in the bottom 2% of the league in expected slugging, and Roark was in the bottom 4%.
Great signings.
Yeah.
Guys.
So across the board, I think you can get the sense that like none of these numbers were good.
Like, we could have easily made a video on why Chase Anderson is bad too.
Well, I mean, his ERA is worse. His whip is like a little bit better. He's only won 1 game, lost 2. He's got a negative .5 WAR to Roark's negative .2 WAR. Like, yeah, I mean, like,
they're literally losing us.
Yeah, they're literally losing us games and stealing our money. So those guys, really bad. I was looking into Chase Anderson as far as free agents go for next year, and I noticed that we have an option. Like, we are going to be paying him $9.5 million next year. But if we did want to, the club could buy out of that by paying $500,000. And depending on not depending on anything. I just think that we should do it.
Yeah,
I just think that we should do it.
You literally just saw a performance by Zoik last night, I believe it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Zoik pitched incredible. he looked calm. He looked professional. He commanded. He got ground balls. Like, he kept his pitch count low. He looked great.
And here's the thing, bro. We're stuck with Rourke for another year.
Oh, my God.
You know, we don't need to be stuck with Anderson.
Yeah, we can get rid of Anderson. And, like, we got Pearson, too. Like, and we got, you know, hopefully Simeons Wood Richardson, like, maybe makes his debut some way halfway through the season.
Yeah.
But we have options that are coming, and it's like, let's just get rid of, like, some guys and just start giving them playing time if they're ready.
Yeah, buy out Chase Anderson and then take the extra $9 million that you have and put it towards signing Taijuan Walker is what I would do.
I would love to have Walker back. Look, because, like, there's not many free agencies. It's like Bauer, and then there's, like, the average guys, or, like, the above average guys, and then there's a lot of kind of older guys. So if we don't get Bauer, I'd like to at least have Walker back.
No, I think that Walker's done very well for us so far. He's looked confident. He's not, crazy old either. And I don't think that, I don't think a contract for him would, like, necessarily break the bank. Yeah. You know, like, knowing that Ryu gets paid $20 million, like, obviously you're not going to get paid $20 million. Yeah. But, you know, we might give you, like, 14 a year or something like that, and like I would be perfectly acceptable with that.
That's like around a Estrada contract, and Estrada was our like number 2 at the time, in 2015.
So it's like, and we get him going, and then you get Pearson up, and maybe Simeon Richardson can make his debut, and you get those bullpen guys going, and we are going to be stuck with Rourke, so like he will hopefully maybe bounce back or become a bullpen guy, whatever it is.
Whatever it be. So and like that's something we gotta look for, definitely in the offseason. We gotta keep on tabs on that. Now the last kind of stories of the week that I wanted to look at is, are we gonna be in second place? Are we gonna be in wild card? Or are we gonna potentially face when it comes time for the postseason?
Yeah, man.
There's literally 4 teams that we could face after today's games.
And then roughly 8 hours we will know.
In 8 hours we will know who it is.
And we will be coming at you guys with a breakdown for our first playoff series. Absolutely. It's looking like most likelihood is towards the Tampa Bay Rays. However, there is a small percentage chance that we could be facing the Indians, the White Sox. Who's the other team? The Twins?
The Twins, yes. The Twins. So what happens in this case? First of all, what's got to happen? We got to win today. New York has to lose. And that's when we take over that 5th seed. But now in that 5th seed, we're going to be facing the 4th seed. Now, Chicago has a chance to, if Minnesota loses today and Chicago wins today, then Chicago will take over the 2nd seed in a tiebreaker, and we will be facing the Twins in that case. If they're not, then we're facing the White Sox. And actually, I don't know if we can face Cleveland, actually. No,
is Cleveland out of it? No.
I think Cleveland's in 7th, and I don't think they have a chance because unless they have a tiebreaker. Actually, no, because they're not locked in. They don't have it locked in. So if Cleveland wins and Chicago loses, then Cleveland takes over the 4th spot. And if we win and New York loses, then we took our 5th, so we could be facing Cleveland, actually.
It all depends on, A, we need to win, B, in New York we need to lose, and then these other games would have to happen. Yes. I think if I had to pick a team, I would like to play Minnesota.
I would like to play Minnesota as well.
Yeah, I think that their pitching is not necessarily up to the level as some of those other teams.
Yeah.
And Chicago White Sox, to me, their lineup is just I do believe that they have I think that they have a better lineup than New York. I think
they even have better pitching than we do too.
Yeah, they do. They do have better pitching than we have. No doubt. And I think that there's a strong argument to be made that they have the best batting lineup in the AL. Yeah. They could even be the best batting lineup in possibly the league. Yeah. In my opinion, so anyways, they're just across the board so good. I don't want to play them.
No.
I would much prefer to play Minnesota. I know that their lineup is crazy good as well, but not at the level of Chicago.
Yeah. And their pitching, I don't even know, Barrios.
Yeah, their pitching is not.
They have that one guy. I remember him on free agency. He had a mustache, or on free agency fantasy. Mm-hmm. What's that guy's name? Was it an M? I don't know. He was good, though. He was good. Don't know how he's doing now. We have to check it again. We'll break it all down for you. But if we don't end up winning today, it's not the worst thing in the world we face in the Rays because we've been facing them all year. We know who they are. Mm-hmm. And I did a little bit of look at them. I'm not going to spoil anything in this video. But we can beat them. We can beat their pitching. They are beatable.
We won 4 games out of 10 against them. Obviously you would have liked to go 5-5 against them. But we won 4 games, so they are beatable. And a lot of the games that they won on us were crazy close, and I remember a couple where it's like we blew it in like the 8th, 9th inning, and that was when we were still establishing our bullpen. We were still getting things kind of warmed up and stuff. So maybe that doesn't happen this time around, right?
It'd be great though if we do win and New York loses. Now New York is facing Tampa Bay, and New York has gone 2-8 against Tampa Bay this year. So they're looking like they're going to take a first series L.
If they were to play, based on what they did in the whole season, for sure.
And New York's coming in super cold right now.
Yeah, they are. They're coming in cold.
What are they right now? New York. Oh, they're 5-5, but they lost the series to us, and they might lose the series to Miami today.
Yeah. No, I mean, their team doesn't look crazy good right now. However, whenever I see them pitching Cole, they seem to just they just look better.
Cole that's a guaranteed win.
Yeah, pretty much guaranteed win for them. So.
Yeah. So today's gonna be exciting, guys. I'm really, really excited. Honestly, it's all up in the air. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Man, seriously. But guys, I hope that you're excited for this week. Please let us know down in the comments down below what you think is going to happen during these playoffs. I know that we're super excited. We're going to be coming at you guys, I think, live for at least maybe one of these games. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Playoffs. Let's go.
Yeah, playoffs, man. Let us know what you guys think. You guys think we're going to do well? Who would you rather face in the playoffs? Because there's a lot of matchups, and who do you guys think the Jays would preferably beat in the 3-game series? Let us know.
Yeah, make sure to check us out on Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts, and please check out our Instagram as well.
And thanks so much for watching.
Go Jays, go.